Mike, turn your games down.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another movie episode of Games My Mom Found. I am Mike Albertin, and who's here to imitate a dumbass with me tonight?
Hey, everybody. It's Kenneth Sanity, and I'm going to crash this podcast with no survivors.
We're all doing it, so I'm Joe Butler, and you may have been in the darkness, but I was raised by it, molded by it even.
And I'm Bill Tucker from A Gamer Looks at 40, and the first time I saw this movie, all I heard was revolution, Gotham, Batman,
To be fair, there was a test version that had the voice was hard to understand, and they changed it.
I super believe that.
No,
I must
I've
have
seen
seen
clips of
that.
it.
I must have seen
remember
that one because I couldn't understand half of what that man was saying. I was like, "What are you
might have
bumbling
seen
about?"
it.
I saw like opening weekend. We'll talk about our first experience.
No, that
I
wasn't.
talked
It was
about my first
before
experience
that.
on the show.
Before it
Oh,
first
then I
came
did
out.
not see that one.
Okay, there was because I thought maybe because I know you had some movie. I feel like you covered some
No.
things before, so that's what I was
No.
wondering. But no, there was a test.
Still befuddling.
No, it's just stupid. So we are here we are wrapping up our Batman trilogy with The Dark Knight Rises, directed by Christopher Nolan, screenplay by Jonathan and Christopher Nolan, and came out in 2012, when the world was supposed to end.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Mm-hmm.
They made a movie about it too with John Cusack.
They sure did. I've never seen it. I don't think.
It's not in theaters.
I
It was, okay.
It was fine.
It was a movie. That's all I got. I don't remember it being very good. I just remember it existing. But we're here to talk about Dark Knight. But I always like to start these off with our memories. So I saw this at midnight the night it came out. I went with my friend to go see this movie, and I was so hyped for this movie. I remember being so excited. We went to go see it opening day, and I have never watched this movie again till this week or last week. Because of that first experience, I was like, no, I'm good. I don't ever need to see this again. So I never rewatched it. That's my history. Ken.
I didn't watch this until it came out on DVD.
Smart.
Really?
Yeah, shockingly. I saw the trailer and I was just like, it can wait. And I was also planning a wedding at the time, so I wasn't.
Oh, okay.
That'll do it. Yeah, that'll do it.
And Joe.
I also saw this opening weekend. I don't think I saw it midnight, but I definitely remember going that opening weekend because I remember it being jam fucking packed. And I also haven't seen this since it came out, and I am not gonna lie to you guys. I think I had as much as a good time watching it the second time than I did the first time all those years ago.
Oh no.
Spoiler.
And Bill.
So I've actually brought this up on the show before. My first experience with the Dark Knight Rises. I saw this. I'd want to say it was opening weekend, but it might have been second weekend. And I saw it last minute with my brother. I saw it in IMAX. Actually, I saw it in the IMAX on 34th Street in New York City, which was fine. And we got there late though because trains were late, and we got there late, and this was before the era of choosing your own seat. So we were the last people in the theater. We got there just as the thing started, and we sat in the very front row in the leftmost two seats. So my seat was like on the aisle and the left-hand aisle, not like center aisle. Like basically I sat in the lower left-hand corner of the theater and craned my neck up for 2.5 hours to watch The Dark Knight Rises in IMAX. So not the most thrilling way to see it. And again, this was in the era before you can choose your own seat. So it was just like one of those last minute, like, hey, dude, you're over, we're here. Do you want to see if we can get tickets to see a thing in IMAX? And he's like, sure. And sure enough, we did. And sure enough, we sat in the lower left-hand corner of the theater. But that was mine. I never saw it again. I bought it on Blu-ray when it came out. Probably had every intention to watch it, and I don't think I did. So this again, just like y'all, I don't think I saw it again since it's been 15 years.
That's
and
funny.
nary a watch. So yeah.
And I watched the other ones multiple times over the years, but this one, I'm like, no, I'm good. I never bothered to go back to this one.
Yeah.
I know why. So,
because I like Batman movies. This is not a Batman movie.
This isn't even really a Bruce Wayne movie.
Yeah, it's supposed to be, but we will discuss
in it that much. Not really. Ken, what's the plot of this movie before I go bonkers? Out of the way.
Oh, I got one here for you. Armed revolutionaries come to punish Gotham's 1%, but perennial orphan Batman is too sad about some chick to protect his money. As chronic asthmatic Bane continues to wreak havoc, it's sadly up to Bruce Wayne to prolong a fight that he literally can't and doesn't win, and also somehow defeat one of the most bullshit plot twists to end up with his golden Batman parachute.
There's some bad plot twists in this movie. My God.
So with that, may I start how the movie starts? So
Sure.
we start our movie in Spain on a plane with some rain, secretly with a Bane.
So silly. That's the silliest thing. Yeah, we do. But you know, it's interesting. This opening, I mean, before we get into the open, I'd like to maybe state our overall opinions, because I think we're going to be pretty opinionated on this just based off of the messenger chat and all that. This movie is better than I remember. Although, again, I basically stared at, Catwoman's thigh for the entire thing. Like I had like viewing angle of a quarter of the screen, basically.
That's terrible.
But I got this. I got a feel for it. It wasn't. I saw the whole movie. I just had to move my head around a lot to follow action. This is okay, but I personally think the surprising thing about this is how sloppy it's written. This is a very slapdash movie for the sequel to arguably the greatest superhero movie ever made up until that point, and arguably since.
It's up there.
It's up there, right? It's like a top 5 ever made. This is remarkably sloppy, considering they had, 4 years to make it?
4 years.
I think 4 years to make it. All the money in the world. You can do whatever you want, Mr. Nolan. Make this happen. And the fact that it's so sloppy in plot and so sloppy in timelines, and we will get into it. We're probably not going to go beat by beat, but
no.
Boy, oh boy, it's kind of surprising this came to be the way it is, because this movie had every advantage, right? And to be fair, every disadvantage, because you try being the sequel to the greatest superhero movie ever made up until that point. So this movie is a victim, and it's also makes its own problems. So that's kind of where I land on it. At the end of the day, it was fine. Very long. Oh my God, it was a long movie. But I'm curious what y'all think as far as just like summary. What'd you think?
To quote the great Scott Pilgrim, this is boring. That's how I felt when I finished this movie this time. So it's just not good. It's just not fun to watch. It's not, I wasn't even entertained, even though I know things, and I'm a pretty big Batman fan now, thanks to Ken and Joe. This movie is just not, I don't enjoy it, and then I can start nitpicking it too, but even just in general, I'm not that amused, not even keeping me interested, and I don't know, nothing about it I like.
I'm not gonna lie, I like 70% of this movie.
Okay.
There is some moments where I'm like, oh, this is bullshit. But that's mostly with the ending. Parts of the ending.
Okay, the ending's the only part I like.
I have issues with a lot of the other goofy stuff. And also, I'm also going to yell at fans for a bunch of goofy stuff that they complain about, but I believe works perfectly fine in this movie. Yeah.
Ken, what about you?
It's fine.
Nice. Thank you.
Not only is this kind of not written well, it's appallingly edited. I don't know if anybody but me noticed it this time around, but it is choppy. There is not a lot of it doesn't have a really good through line as far as movies go. It just abrupt cuts. Things feel like they should have been cut earlier, or let breathe a little bit more. It's not edited well. There's
a couple of moments in this that I think were mistakes. They left in a fragment of film, like in Fight Club when he inserts a little bit of pornography into a children's film. I feel like there's a moment where someone's doing something. It cuts to Bane walking out of something, and it cuts right back into something else. And I'm like, you didn't intend to do that, editor person.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I feel like there's a lot of stuff in there where I'm like, that was an oopsie. You just didn't check, editor Lee Smith. Yeah, you're exactly right. I don't think I felt it as much as you, but there were moments where I'm like, where are we in the timeline of this very, very silly, but supposed to be serious, but ends up being very silly movie.
And I'm going to come out and say it before everybody starts talking shit. Bane is the best fucking thing about this movie.
Yes.
Disagree.
I half agree. I like Bane. I'm a big Tom Hardy fan. I really like most of the stuff he does.
Is he in
Even
this movie?
yeah, yes, he is. He is, I guess, right? Or is it?
Yeah.
Isn't that Tom Hardy's
I thought
Bane,
his
right?
name is Steve.
All right, look, you know what?
I don't get that reference.
Just a joke. It doesn't have a real reference.
I'm gonna argue with Ken. You're super wrong. Bane isn't the only good thing about this movie. Someone deserves a very firm handshake for casting Anne Hathaway as fucking goddamn
She's
Selena
good.
Kyle.
Yep.
No,
She's very good. I
no,
like
they
her.
don't.
I like
Jesus
her in this.
Christ. Jesus Christ, do I love fucking Anne Hathaway as Catwoman.
She's
I
my
love
favorite
Anne
thing in this movie.
Hathaway. I think Catwoman tried too hard.
I mean, it's not Catwoman, but it's
It's
fine.
Catwoman.
I don't see any cats.
She's got the goggles that look like little kitty ears.
Yeah, but that doesn't make you cat. Where's the cats? Where's the whip? I don't think she has a whip.
Yeah.
either.
We're going to be
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about a better Catwoman in a few.
I
more
promise you that this
episodes.
year, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the Batman?
Yes.
I've yet to see. Yeah, I got, that's the one I'm gonna get the kids out of the house, turn it up real loud, and watch the.
Don't watch it
Batman.
during the day like an idiot when you have a big
No.
open window that's sun, like I did the first time, and was like,
No.
"Watch it."
Watch
I'm not
I
doing that
watched.
again.
I was going to ask, how did everyone watch this? I watched this on Blu-ray disc on the old PS5. It
Damn.
was lovely.
I watched this on a tablet in bed. mostly.
I gave this every opportunity. I was like, sat down, had snacks.
No, I watched this in 3 or 4 different settings, in different on probably different devices, on my computer, on my cell
That's
phone,
funny.
on my TV, on my tablet. But yeah,
Okay. I gotta say it. Like, you're doing yourself a disservice when you do that.
I know.
Like, you are.
But it doesn't change. It doesn't change what I would have thought about the movie. I know that.
I watched this on the 4th of July at work. I take that back. I started the first fucking half because this is a 2 hour and 45 fucking minute movie. But I watched the first half at home. I watched the second half. I watched the first hour at home, the second hour at work during 4th of July because not shit fuck was going on at work. And
Well,
then
you're my job either. That's what I was watching. This.
yeah, and the last half I watched when I got home for 4th of July. You know, the big ending.
Gotcha. And Ken, I'm assuming you watched this on actual physical media.
Oh, of course.
I
Come on.
figured as
Get
such.
out of
Figured as such a little
had to make
DTS
use
master.
On my
going
HBO
on
Max.
audio.
It's not every day they have a movie on there that I want to watch that they have to keep on there. So hey, they're
Oh, if it makes you feel better, Mike, they upload. I guess someone got mad. They uploaded all the DC animated movies up to YouTube for free.
oh well. Are they trying to tell me something?
Probably.
So I was talking a little bit about how much I enjoy Tom Hardy. I like him in a lot of things. I when I was inpatient during Memorial Day weekend, we had a one TV in the ward that we all shared, and for some reason, by the way, the nurses and the staff were very, very open to whatever we wanted to watch. We could watch. I watched like the first few episodes of that Junji Ito Spiral cartoon.
Yes.
Oh,
Someone put on. It was a Maki, which is great, by the way. I've read some of that, but we watched like the first 4 or 5 episodes. I thought it was neat. We
Yeah,
watched.
Great, but the later episodes start to
Yeah.
chintz out on production.
Yeah, the
Oh,
last
really?
Episode,
Okay.
Yeah, they spent all their money in the beginning. I've heard.
yeah, the
Yeah.
last episode of animation shit the bed like completely.
Really? I think we only
Yeah.
watched like the first 4, I think. And I was like, oh, this is neat. But I'm like, we're also in a psych ward. Like, should we be watching
Yeah.
this?
Oh,
We were
yeah,
watching like Final
thinks about madness in a psych ward, but I don't know. I'm not.
I don't know. I was just surprised. I mean, I wasn't opposed to it. I've heard other places that, you tell war stories in there, and other people have said in other places in town, you're only allowed to watch Disney Plus, and at that, only the stuff that kids can watch. So I'm glad I didn't have to watch Finding Dory. I'm glad we were
You watched
watching
Star
Final Destination, which is delightful, and I forgot how delightful it is. But anyway, when I was inpatient, we were watching again. I didn't get to really make any picks. I just say, put on whatever. I don't care. And we saw this we call This Means War. Has anyone ever heard of this dumb thing? It's Chris Pine and Tom Hardy play spies and best friends.
Oh, I
And-
have heard
and-
of that.
And they are in competition for the affections of one Reese Witherspoon.
Oh,
And-
that's 2012. What the
yeah,
fuck?
that's a 2012. The same year as this came out. Same year that Tom Hardy was going. he was vying for the affections of Reese Witherspoon in some romantic comedy. And I even enjoyed him in that. I like his accent. He's cool. I'd like myself some Tom Hardy.
He's a good actor.
I really wish I could have seen, though, Tom Hardy doing some acting, because he's a very good facial actor as well. And he's excellent at commanding a screen. I mean, if you saw Mad Max Fury Road, of course, you know that. I miss the fact that he didn't get a chance to really use some of his facial skills to really like flesh out the character. And it was kind of annoying. And I've been hearing people talk about Bane for decades now, how great Bane is. And I don't know why no media, it seems like no media other than maybe the games. And I've played the games, and Bane's just a big lumbering crazy person. Why can't they make Bane like, he starts out interesting and then he just becomes a puppy again? My question is, why should I like Bane? Because I know I've never found something that makes me go, ooh, he's interesting.
If you want to read a 600-page comic, you'll like Bane. I've
heard.
Send you the first thing, but I forgot about it.
That's fine.
So we're gonna get into how butchered this does it, but the best way we can explain it, if anything, Bill, Bane is one of Batman's best villains because he just shows up to Gotham one day. He basically fucks with Batman for like 2 weeks straight. Like Batman, as opposed to getting no regular unhealthy amount of sleep, Batman doesn't get a fucking 2 weeks of nonstop fighting Bane. And then when he's like tired and exhausted, Bane somehow manages to figure out that Batman's Bruce Wayne, breaks in the Batcave, beats the shit out of him, and breaks his back.
Right.
Yeah, it's
in
a
this
big
movie,
Batman moment.
I swear everybody knew Bruce Wayne was... It's how it felt. It felt like everyone knew Bruce Wayne was Batman.
He doesn't fucking hide it very well.
No, but I don't like the fact that I shouldn't feel like everybody knows. And that's how I felt.
Oh, the same day the Batman disappeared, Bruce Wayne became a fucking recluse.
So, yeah, it doesn't really take much to figure it out.
Yeah.
Hell, my other favorite part of the movie, James Gordon-Levitt figures out who Bruce Wayne is Batman because he smiled funny one time.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a very strange plot point. It's like, how did you know? Because he's like you? Oh, I know, because the script said that's how you know. You read the treatment.
I got orphan sense. We can tell our own.
Yeah, right. We got orphan sense. Yes. You are the only orphan. You are just like me. Hence, you must be the Batman. Again, sloppy writing. And
well, okay, so there might be a good reason for that. This was, as Mike said, written by Jonathan and Christopher Nolan, but the story was done by Christopher Nolan and our boy D. Goyer.
D. Goyer, I know.
A few times.
Now, D. Goyer did not do the screenplay.
Right. Now, here's the question. So here's the question, and Ken, you may know better. What is the difference in a credit from story versus screenplay?
The story is the overall plot. The screenplay is the script, the dialogue,
right,
all of that stuff,
okay.
The more, normal stuff. The story is basically just like Bane shows up, and then we got bullshit at the end, which made Ken angry, and all this other stuff. And so Goyer not being involved in the screenplay might have hurt this movie.
I think it did.
Which is fascinating.
He can write. He has written from good movies. I mean, he's involved in that first terrible Suicide Squad, but I don't blame him. I blame the frickin' producing.
The studio.
Yeah, I blame the studio for that one.
Studio screwed him.
Yeah. And, I don't think this movie ever could have been great. Unfortunately, It has...
It could have been better.
Could it? Really? I'd like to talk to you about another movie that David Goyer wrote called The Crow's City of Angels.
Boom. I can't imagine. I won't. I like The Crow too much. I don't.
Okay. See, that's the problem. That's the problem and my point. When you have a movie that is that big, that is a social phenomenon, no matter what you do for a follow-up, it's never going to be as good as the people who love the first one wanted it to be.
Unfortunately, right.
And it's baffling.
Like Crow City of Angels.
You said you liked it?
I do.
Okay. I didn't see it. I haven't seen it because I haven't
seen it either.
Yeah, I enjoy it very much. But because it wasn't Brandon Lee as the Crow, everybody was like, nah, fuck it. And I feel like you got the same problem here.
Because it's not Heath Ledger?
Yeah, well, it's not the Joker. It's not as good of a movie as Dark Knight. So, what do you do to encore perfection?
I tried to divorce myself when I watched this from Dark Knight, even though it's hard. You can't, because this movie fucking references Dark Knight constantly. And I try to look at it differently because, Ken, you'd made a comment, I think, in the chat that this movie's greatest weakness is the fact that it comes after Dark Knight.
Yeah.
And you're not wrong, but just overall, I wasn't enjoying it in general. And it wasn't because of Dark Knight. I was trying to look at it just like as a movie, which is hard to, but like, it just wasn't fun.
By the way, I have a small correction to make real quick. Jonathan and Christopher Nolan did the screenplay for The Dark Knight also. So
Okay.
Get that one right.
See, and also I was just looking it up. Christopher Nolan writes all of his movies except for he was uncredited for Insomnia and he didn't write Man of Steel. He did the story. But he writes all of his movies. He's a writer director. That's what he does. So it's not even you can't even say, well, he's a really good director, but he's a pretty crappy writer. He's good at both, and I don't know.
He didn't want to make this movie either.
He did.
No, but he did not, you think?
No, he even said he did not.
So that
Really?
The studio wanted it.
Yeah, that's the superhero curse where you want to do a sequel, but the studio wants a sequel made a certain way, and you're forced to work with it. Same thing with Spider-Man 3. Fucking
do that trilogy someday.
Yeah. What's his name?
Sam Raimi.
Sam Raimi didn't know how to do Venom, and Sony was like, yeah, but everyone wants Venom, so do Venom. And he just kind of winged it, and they're like, that sucked. He goes, I told you guys, I don't know shit about Venom. You should have listened to me.
Yeah, he wanted Vulture, I think, right?
Yeah, he wanted Vulture.
So I'm kind of looking at the development a little bit. It looks like, and again, this is just me from Wiki. Initially, Goyer wanted two, like we said last episode we did of this, he wanted a Two-Face starring in the third movie, but I don't know who changed it. So what was the story with it? He did not want to, is this not the movie? Because I think it was always intended to be a trilogy, which is why we never got a fourth.
Yes, but I don't know. Like, I think he knew you can't really top Dark Knight, and he was just going to be done. I don't know, but he didn't want to do this. That's all I could find out.
Okay.
Yeah, Nolan wanted the story for the third installment to keep him emotionally invested because he said, quote, on a more superficial level, I just have to ask the question, how many good third films in a franchise can people name?
Yeah.
And I guess he wrote a book about the art and making the Dark Knight Trilogy. In the forward, he said he never even thought a third film was possible.
Wow. Okay.
So, like,
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a passion project for Mr. Nolan, who at this point in his career can pick and choose his projects. Like, he's not, he ain't starving for scratch. Like, he can do what he wants, and that's interesting. That's interesting. Okay.
Deadpool and Wolverine's a pretty good third movie.
I didn't know if you can call that a third movie.
That's a toughie.
That's fair.
Yeah, I wouldn't really call it it's so. Plus, they got more rights to stuff, but
it's their own thing. I think it doesn't really feel like it's continuing that story.
Super not Deadpool 3. Yeah, that's fair.
How about Rise of Skywalker? Is that a good third movie?
Fuck off.
Oh, you know what? The Last Hope's a good movie.
Last Hope. What do you?
What's the third? What's the sixth Star Wars movie?
Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi is a good third movie.
No, it's not.
That is a good third movie. Yeah.
It's pretty. It has issues, but I like it.
But it's not the best of the three. There's no.
Oh, no.
I think that's why we're kind of.
No, the second one's the best of the three.
Fuck yeah, that's fair.
Of course it
is. Yeah, that's fair.
And that's also the problem with the 3-act structure when you expand it to a trilogy. The second act is always the most interesting because that's where all your conflict happens. That's where a lot of the surprises are. It ends on a dour note. It leaves you wanting that third ending, and for some reason, those endings just don't become as successful. And maybe there's more expectations. I don't know.
More expectation. I like the ending of this movie. I think, to me, the ending was one of my favorite parts. I was like, this is a good ending. But like, one of my issues with this movie is Michael Caine is amazing in this trilogy. And what do we do here? We take Michael Caine and we get him mad at Bruce Wayne, and he leaves for most of this movie. And I'm like,
bye.
You're like one of the best characters, and you're just like, no, bye. See ya. We don't need you. Like, yeah, no, we need Michael Caine. Like, keep him. Like, I get from a story perspective like what they're going for, but they could have found a way to keep him.
Okay, but that scene where he leaves, where Bruce tells him to get out.
Yep.
Fuck, man.
Good. Maybe you have it later.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you save that for later in the movie so we get more Michael Caine.
Well, without Michael Caine and without Alfred, Bruce Wayne, because again, as we've said, this is a Bruce Wayne movie with smatterings of Batman stuff because you need to have Batman stuff. But this is really a Bruce Wayne movie. And in order for Bruce Wayne to bottom out, he can't have Alfred because Alfred will never let him bottom out.
No.
But in order for him to hit rock bottom, he has to lose the only support system he has and then completely spiral. And it is a bit of a bummer as somebody who surface level likes, again, I don't know the comics. I like Batman.
Don't worry, they didn't
him-
either in this.
Yeah, no, clearly. To have Batman do very little Batman things is kind of a bummer. And I know that maybe that makes me sound like a rube,
It
but
doesn't. It's the movie.
I kind of want to see Batman do Batman things, and he does very little. He has one battle in the beginning. He gets his ass handed to him by Bane, and then he does a couple more punches and kicks, blows up a hole in the thing, and then that's basically it. Like he doesn't, and then he has another lackluster fight with Bane that he almost wins, but not really. Like he doesn't. Yeah.
Bruce Wayne is Batman for like 30 minutes of this fucking movie, if even that.
If
Maybe
that,
15.
he's
Yeah.
I
he-
might know, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact number,
Oh.
but it's more than Dark Knight, but less than Batman Begins.
That's an issue.
Which is also goofy because you know the bigwigs had their hand in it because they were like, hey, you should reference the first movie a lot. And Chris Nolan was like, that's not the one anybody likes, right? And they're like, no, it'd be
I like that
fine.
movie. But yes, you're not wrong. Like one for the Bane fight, like one of my issues with Bane, like especially after reading that comic, but even before when I first saw this movie, Bane is a very powerful figure. Like he's kind of like, let's say Superman's Doomsday, for lack of a better comparison. And you already have a Batman that is broken in this movie where you see him and he's walking with a cane, so you got to give him a leg brace, and then you put him up against a villain that is pure power. And like, oh, he's going to beat him up. And he doesn't even try to outsmart him. He just like, oh, I'm just going to beat you up. And I'm like,
well, to be fair, he does turn out the lights. He does turn the lights out.
He was born in the darkness.
I was born in the darkness. Yeah, this is not a problem for me. And then you're like, oh, he's boned. And even that big backbreaking moment, and we're
It's
kind of
awful.
blasting all over the place. It's not great. It doesn't have the weight. And I've even me as a complete neophyte to comic books know about Bane breaking Batman's back. I live in this world with people who like this sort of thing. I've seen that scene in the comic book. I'm just on Twitter somewhere. I've seen that, right? So I know that's like a formative part of, that's like a world-class S-tier moment. And the moment in this movie is just doesn't land with any impact. It doesn't land with any gravitas. It just happens. And then he goes away. And then Batman fixes. You know how you can fix a broken back, by the way, y'all? Just so you know. I mean, forget about doctor bills. Forget about surgery. Just hang loosely from a rope for like 2 weeks. And it magically fixes itself.
So
Magically.
in the comics, when we read Knightfall, which Comic 75, go check out that episode, Batman. You'll see it in the show notes. Like, there's a whole big thing where he's pretty much like almost dead, and they bring him back to life and save him. And then like this, and the way that they break his back, like especially after reading the comic, and I also posted the panel in the chat, like doesn't even. It's like, boom, he hit my knee. Oh, look, he's on the floor now. Like. It does. We don't even get like they could have made it more brutal. They could have made it look more realistic and slower. Like you see him grab him, and it's like, boom, he's on the floor. Like that's not backbreaking. That's just it bothered me a lot this time. Anybody else, or just am I being anal?
I thought it was fine. I liked it just because you've got a very, very hamming it up Christian Bale on the floor drooling, still talking like Batman with half his mask cracked. Mm-hmm. And then and then I think the big reveal after he breaks, I don't even think the back break is a big thing. I think him being like, oh, by the way, we've known you're Bruce Wayne this whole fucking time. Here's all the shit from your fucking secret armory that we blew up, which is thankfully only like a foot of concrete from the sewer to like the Wayne armory, apparently.
They've been digging for a while.
I don't fucking know.
I mean, they've been down for a while, but yeah, I just, again, it wasn't a bad moment. It just didn't have the impact I was expecting. And yeah, so it was a bummer for me to not have Batman do Batman things. Even the choreography, again, I understand that he's older Batman. This has been now how many years? 6 years, I think.
8 years since Dark Knight, which
8 years since Dark Knight. Yeah.
That's an issue too.
Yeah. And it's been 8 years. We're experiencing unprecedented peace. They're going to can Gordon because he's a wartime commissioner for reasons. And so I think, again, you can't expect Batman to do but again, he never really did much acrobatics either. That suit's not very great. I don't know. It just seemed like it was the same old tired 3 guys in a room. One person fights, the other 2 watch. One guy gets beat up, then the other guy comes in. Like, it's just, it didn't have any real impact. And again, I know the movie is intended to really be a Bruce Wayne movie, but I wanted to watch Batman do Batman things and play with his fun toys. And I don't think he grapples
Right
once.
before
Does he do any grappling with his bat-a-hook? Does he do any of that?
No.
Maybe once. No,
I don't think so.
not one swing.
You know what really pisses me off?
I want to hear
And
it.
I always make this joke if Bill's talking about Bruce Wayne being Batman, and there's only one real big Batman scene in this. So we have the big money scene in this movie where Gotham has their own Wall Street and they're doing
This is
tax
New York.
shit, and Bane robs Wall Street. And I shit you not, in the beginning of that fucking scene, Bane asked him how long they have for it, and he said we have about 8 minutes. It was fucking noon when they robbed Wall Street, and the fucking scene with Batman ends at fucking midnight.
Yeah.
8 minutes, my ass.
Time is completely nonsense in this entire movie. That bomb takes 8 hours to explode, and it had like 5 minutes. It was 5 minutes on that bomb for like 20. And again, this all goes back to how sloppily it's made, which is shocking considering provenance of the director. Like, he doesn't
All you had to
make
do is
sloppy
just
movies.
Give it more time. It's not like it matters. You could say, oh, it's going to take an hour. Oh, okay, cool. Like, it's going to take 8 hours. Like, also, are they even robbing Wall Street? Or are they just trying to make a freaking bet, essentially, for Bruce Wayne so he can lose all his money? That's another plot point I don't like. That whole him being poor in this movie is just stupid.
Again,
I don't understand the point of it, the concept of it, other than, like, just dumb.
It's getting Bruce Wayne back to the bear to his lowest possible point, personally, professionally, financially, back strengthily.
Can you even do that? Like,
physically?
I feel like it's not even possible. Like, when it comes to being, that rich, like, your money's not like you can just use it like that. You don't have access to it that.
And I'm sure all of his money is not tied up in one market. I'm sure he's got offshore stuff. Again, somewhat of that, right? But again, this is right.
That's not even how that works, anyways. They fucking robbed Wall Street. They all saw Bane rob Wall Street. And the next day, they're like, hey, Wayne, did you know you bought all the stocks and then lost everything? And they're like, it should be like, no, because the stocks got stolen the other day. Therefore, they are null and void. Yeah. So I couldn't have done that.
Yeah, let me call the stock. I don't know what the stock agency thing in the United States
SEC.
is. I don't know what it. Yeah, thank you. The SEC. Let me file a complaint with the SEC and let them know, hey, I was hacked. I didn't do this nonsense, and we'll have an investigation. And then they'll. Right. And they was like, nah, they're just gone. I'm just gonna go hang out at Anne Hathaway's apartment, because why not?
It's a stupid plot point.
Okay, but I want you to think about something. I want you to cast your mind back to 2011.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I want you to think
in a maid outfit. Mm-hmm. Keep going.
That I'm okay with. Yes.
I want you to think about the 59 days from September 17th to November 15th, 2011.
Okay.
Occupy Wall Street.
Oh, yes.
So, in this movie, the good guys are the billionaires and the bad guys are the people who want change and are occupying Gotham's Wall Street. This is vilifying people who want to change the rules so that everybody has money, not just billionaires. This is a statement that they
made by billionaires
with their full fucking chest, and I am not here for it.
It's interesting because I think the movie doesn't make the statement as strongly as it would like to. Because I think the movie is very non-committal in this, because it is showing, rich people on Fifth Avenue and, getting kicked out of their homes. And it doesn't paint it in a sympathetic light, nor does it paint it in heroic light. It just displays it, which I'm fine with. You have a good point, though, because it is vilifying people who are trying to make change. However, it's change being made, rather a protest in Wall Street, a long-term protest with drum circles and family gardens and all that sort of thing in Wall Street is one thing. Violently taking the law into your own hands and trapping the entire police force in an underground bunker for 5 months is entirely different. It's a militarization. Yeah. And
who the fuck is sending all 3,000 police officers into one situation? Who the fuck is that dumb? I know Gotham, but like.
But I see what you're saying, Ken. I see what you're saying.
Making orders from his hospital bed. Like, aren't you in hospital? Means you're done working right now. Like, you're not.
No, Gordon's a good guy because he continues working even while he's sick.
That's good.
Oh.
That's a
It
piece
is
I didn't
not
catch.
hard to twist this fucking movie into like, oh, okay, this is very much a movie, rich man good, poor man not.
It's,
Like, it's
know
not
what? Yeah.
hard. The threads are there.
I didn't see it in that light, but as you're talking about it, I can absolutely see where you're coming from with that.
I don't like it, Ken.
Hey, here's a public service announcement for all of our fine listeners who've made it this long. Take your PTO. It is part of your compensation. Take your PTO. Take your time off. And when you're on your time off, don't work. Don't do that. I manage a team.
If you're working at a place that makes you work while you're off, don't work at that place. They can't do that.
No, they shouldn't, and they shouldn't. Stand up for yourself. I'm not virtue signaling or anything, but I'm a manager and I have a team of about 5 people, and I tell them, please take your PTO. Hey, you're getting kind of close. You may want to take a few weeks before we get busy. Like, do it. It's part of your pay. Please do that because your mental health is important. Take a break.
I put my 2 weeks in last week, so this week I officially stopped giving a fuck.
Hey, let's go.
I'm glad you got out of that place. So
fuck yeah.
Good. And
I'm taking a week off in September to go see my dad and go to Madison. So I'm like, I'm with you because last year I did not use like really much PTO, and I'm like, because my job's metrics based, and you can get hammered when you miss it because I'm like, fuck it, I don't care. Like, take your I don't work from once you're off. Like, don't. Like I don't do overtime in my job, and I will not. I will work hard those 40 hours, but once shift's over, I'm going home, even though I am home. But
but you make a really
good
point, Ken. Yeah, you make a really good point, Ken. Yeah, yes, that's an excellent point.
Now I'm about to make another good point. Let's go back to Bane.
We have to.
Now, Mike, you don't like Bane in this movie, and I get it. He's not the Bane from the comic books. Why would you think that the Bane from the comic books has any place in this world that Christopher Nolan has done? Yeah.
But
this
is the
best you can do.
One of my big issues with Bane, if we're not even looking at the comic books as a character, is he comes off as a big bad, but he's just the side big bad. The real big bad is hidden the whole time, and that doesn't... It could work for me if she did something other than dying.
It's just Batman and Robin all over again.
Yeah.
He's just a sidekick.
I like that Bane more.
But for the first hour and a half, can we just agree that before we know what's really happening, Bane is great?
No, I agree. I agree. I like Bane in this, and I wish I could just understand him more. I've actually watched it with subtitles this time around, which you cannot do in a movie theater, and I never do that. I'm not a subtitle person. When it comes to movies, video games are different. For some weird reason, I will play games with subtitles. I will not watch a movie because it's distracting. I did it this time around because I want to hear the dialogue. Bane is like this great, revolutionary. Hey, let's return this to the people. He is actually really good. I like this Bane as much as I kind of dunked on it a little bit earlier. I was dunking more on the movie itself and not on him as a character. I really like him in this as well until we get the big twist that it was Talia al Ghul behind it all. And this is probably the twist that annoyed everybody. But let me explain why it annoyed me. It annoyed me because another major problem with this movie, and I'm going to say this trilogy, and I can't say this trilogy because there's not a lot of Ra's al Ghul stuff in the second movie. There's none, right? I think there might be a mention or two, but this movie is
a mention or two, yeah.
For some reason, this movie is obsessed with connecting it back to the worst part of Batman Begins, which is Ra's al Ghul. No one cares about that guy. We want to see the birth and creation of Batman, and we do, and Ra's al Ghul is just a means to that end. But when he comes back at the end of this, I can't imagine if you were a Joe Schmo moviegoer. You didn't see Batman Begins because nobody did, but you went to see The Dark Knight because The Dark Knight was a cultural phenomenon. Everyone saw The Dark Knight. So of course you're going to see The Dark Knight Rises. And you didn't bother to see Batman Begins. You're like, whatever. And imagine this is the ending you get for this rando person who all of a sudden pulls off the Scooby-Doo mask and says, hi, I'm actually the big bad in this entire thing. And I'm the daughter of Ra's al Ghul. Ra's who? Wait, why is Liam Neeson in this? I agree it's too late. And I think as a gotcha, to be honest, it got me. It got me. I didn't see it coming. I forgot about it. So when it happened, I was like, oh, okay. But then I was like, well, but now Bane is just a puppy dog. He's just a sidekick again.
That makes it worse.
And that makes it much worse. And that what makes Bane much worse, because before that, he's an agent of change. And after that, he is now just another puppet in the great plane of the League of Shadows. Does anybody, even in the comics, care about the freaking League of Shadows? I know Talia al Ghul. And Talia al Ghul, I know is the thing. I remember her from one of the video games. I think the third one, Arkham City. And is this a thing people need to care about? The League of Shadows?
If they did it right with Talia. Like, Talia's a great character.
Okay, I see. I don't know this.
Well, even in, like, the problem with this movie with Talia is that if they did it like an hour into the movie or something like that, or there was like more with her, there's really nothing to do with her. I mean, Miranda Tate is around because that's her name until you find out she's Ashley Talia. But like when she finds out, she stabs Batman and she dies a little bit later. But like, she can fight. You know, we know as a kid she escaped. We know she went to go train. And what does this... Oh, but she's a woman. All she can do is stab in the back. Oh, that's all she can do. Like, give her a fight scene with somebody. Even have her fight Catwoman, for God's sake. I would enjoy that. Like, something.
They can't, though, because it's Marion Cotillard. Like,
yeah, she's
not an actress known for her on-screen fighting.
Oh, is that how you say that? I've been saying Kolatard this whole time.
You can
That just sounds like a slur, Joe.
Huh.
Also, her character was revealed before the movie came out.
Was it?
Yes, IMDb had her listed as Miranda Tate / Talia al Ghul before the movie even came out.
Wow, that's.
So I knew that going into this movie at midnight, being like, I don't like this.
No, that stinks.
They spoiled it by accident beforehand.
So I will make y'all watch this a third time, not for the podcast in general. I think the Talia reveal didn't piss me off in a bad way. It pissed me off because I should have known better. And I will go into that while doing the rewatch and the big reveal. So throughout the movie, you think she's doing nothing, but she's actually scheming this whole fucking time.
Yes.
Because she seduces Bruce Wayne. She convinces them to get together. They have full frontal sex. And she gets him to leave most of his company to her, figure out where the bomb is, which is what she's been looking for, because they tease that in the beginning where she's like, I just want to know where the bomb is. And it's really weird, too, because you think she only wants it because it's the whole green energy thing. But what she just wants to know is where the fuck is the bomb so we can blow it up. And you even have the moments where she's like sneaking around with like Lucius and Alfred. And there's even a moment where they're like, well, how did we know we were here? And who knew how to fold the thing? And it's her behind the scenes. And I think knowing that the second time around, I had a really better time with this movie, honestly. But I remember when I saw this in theaters, I watched the whole movie. And when I admit, even at the same time, I got to the Bane scene. And the Bane scene, I was like, that doesn't make sense. Why would they make Bane Ra's son? And he has a daughter. And then when they revealed it, I go, oh, as a Batman fan, I should have saw this coming. And I fucking didn't.
I didn't either, but I didn't know Batman as well. So
yeah.
But yeah, no, now and you can tell like vaguely, but that's a girl that's climbing in the that they show in there. So
and I think it's a pretty gender neutral child.
It is, but if you know like where the movie's going, you can kind of tell. But again, this is hindsight 2020.
Yeah, it totally fooled me, and I was so it did a good job of holding its cards for just a neophyte like me. So
it's just I don't like it either. Like I just thought it was it's too late, and I know I said that already, but that's just how it should have been so much sooner. And then it just makes Bane not feel as good. Plus, their whole point was just blow up the city while we're in it, too, which I would have rather had Bane been trying to get money or something. Like, some purpose other than, I'm just going to kill everybody. Like, I don't know. I don't like that purpose.
Another question I have, and this may be for somebody who knows a bit more about, I don't know, explosives, perhaps. The whole gambit of the stadium exploding, which is listen, very cool scene, visually arresting. I like how the guy just keeps running his route. I don't know if he's running from the thing, but the football player is just running to the end zone, like, yeah, let's go. I would again sloppy writing. How are they able to mix in the explosive with the concrete and then strategically place the concrete right exactly where it needs to be to take out all the bridges and the stadium? Like, what if that batch of concrete that you mixed it in was just like, I don't know, a public works building? Kabloom! It goes down, and you're like, oh no, this was a bad idea. Like, how did they do it? But I guess the League of Shadows has their hands. I don't like the League of Shadows. I'm going to go on record as saying I don't like the organization, the MacGuffin organization that can do anything because its fingers are in every vein of society.
Yeah, no,
it just allows you to have no rules as a movie, and I like when my movies have rules. Damn it.
Yeah, I guess.
Yes.
But, like they didn't do League of Shadows right from jump. Like
Yeah.
back in Batman Begins, they kind of didn't do it great, and then it wasn't great here either. Like it should have just been Bane.
Yes, I think he would have been a better villain if you didn't try to work in that bullshit.
Yeah, how can we fix this? Got it. Batman, they're still looking for Batman, and one of the rich people calls in a mercenary to take down Batman, to find him even though he's been gone for 8 years. Who's that mercenary? Oh, it's Bane. Look at that. I solved the problem. I'm so smart.
But then you couldn't have the useless Daggett be like, oh, I just want to buy Goth Corp, so I'm going to make Bruce Wayne lose all his money so I can buy it.
Okay. But, like, tell me you did not get chills when Bane just puts his hand open palmed on Daggett.
Okay, that was a good scene.
And says, do you feel in charge?
That's good.
Bro.
That's good. It is good.
My favorite Bane part is whenever they have that kid singing a high note and you know he got bullied at school. And Bill talked about it. That's like the only part of the movie I never understood because that voice modulator on Echo does not work very well.
That was as we're talking about it, that was one of the biggies when I was in the theater listening to it. I could not understand what he was saying, but I got the idea of revolution, returning it to the people, like doing, and again, and also, by the way, again, this is not to be cinema sins or anything like that, but there's a live mic just happens to be on the ground and then nobody in the stadium goes off, like just hits the off button. He already exploded everything. No one just says mute. There's a button on the soundboard. You just hit it. Anyone can do it. It's not hard. Boop. And just turn it off. What's he going to do? Yell real loud? But no one decides to do that. And they put the camera right on him. Like, hey, all right, guess I invaded our stadium and exploded it along with all our bridges.
And killed the mayor.
And killed the mayor.
In that scene too.
Yep, and killed the mayor. Let's hear him out.
He has to say.
Let's hear him out because you know what? He's clearly got something important on. Let him get it off of his chest. Go ahead, masked man on the respirator. Go for it.
He also stole Wall Street.
He didn't steal all of Wall Street.
No,
he
just
stole one dude's money.
By the way,
stole one dude's money.
Since when was being Batman a bigger crime than robbing Wall Street? Because they're getting away on the motorcycles, and then Batman shows up, and that dumbass is like, "Everyone go after Batman," and they're like, "But those guys stole Wall Street," and he's like, "I don't care. I'll do what Gordon never could. I'll catch the Batman."
That scene is dumb too.
It is dumb though.
Yeah, yeah.
I do like the one part which is straight up from Dark Knight Returns, where he's like, "Oh, you're in for a treat," or so, whatever he says. But that's straight up from Dark Knight Returns. So
yeah. No. 100%. And like I get it. I get what they were trying to do. It just wasn't there. And like I will absolutely go to bat for Bane for like the first 3/4 of this movie. I will say that Bane had Joker-esque potential.
Also,
but then
let's give it up for Jason Gordon-Levitt as a pretty decent Dick Grayson.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
He's good.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, yeah. David Gordon Joseph.
Joseph Gorfin-Lorfin.
I like the end. I don't like the rest of it up until that point.
Oh my god. Okay. So
I don't like anything up to these. I like the end, but I don't like I like parts about him in this movie, but I don't like how he kind of like knew who Bruce Wayne that was Batman. That bothered me. Yeah, that bothered me.
Orphan sense.
No.
To be fair, Tim Drake was able to figure out who Batman was, but he was also
lived on the street.
No, he did. I think you're right.
Yeah,
Knightfall.
He was like next door.
So I mean, but there isn't like any okay. I think Ken or somebody said it earlier. Like the reason why he knows is he smiled. That's how I know he's Batman. Like that. Yeah. Like there could have something. It just felt like everybody knew who Batman was, but at the same time nobody does until the end of the movie. Like Gordon didn't know, even though like Gordon acts like he knows Bruce Wayne is Batman but then he's like all surprised when he tells him like putting a coat on a little kid's shoulders. He's like,
But
Wayne? I'm like, I thought you already knew.
And I thought that was actually a neat little that was a neat little moment when he reminded. Yeah, I think here's the thing when it comes to.
Doesn't it feel like he knows already though? Like in this movie,
like he knows.
I thought he knew
like
already.
He has an idea. I didn't get that sense. I had a funny feeling. My take on Commissioner Gordon is he doesn't want to know. And I
he
think
says he doesn't want to know.
Yeah, he doesn't want to know. And he likes having this vigilante out there who can turn the tide. Because again, Mr. Gordon is really all about justice and getting bad guys behind bars. Like, and however that's done, as long as it's within the law, it's nice to have somebody outside of the law that can be an agent of good and an agent of change, a hero when we need them. I think I can explain sort of explain that 8-year gap where everyone's like, it's such a quinky thing. Batman is gone and Bruce Wayne is gone as well. And not putting the 2 and 2 together. People are very blinded by convenience. When things are good, people don't want to think about bad things. They don't ever. One of the biggest fallacies of humanity is we always think that the good times are going to continue subconsciously. Like we never really expect the bad things to happen. We have anxiety about things and we may worry about stuff. But at the end of the day, most people operate day to day as if the good times are always going to continue. And so I could totally see Batman after 6 months, being usurped by all this good news about the crime families are gone, the streets are safer. We've turned Times Square into a mall. Like, all the fun, hey, we're now prosperous rhetoric, blinding the fact that, oh, by the way, remember that bad Batman? He killed Harvey Dent. You think he killed that guy? That's okay. Switch 2 came out. I'm happy. And that's okay because I think we need that kind of anesthetic sometimes, to guard ourselves mentally against the horrors of this world. But so I could totally see in 8 years some Batman being an afterthought and Bruce Wayne being an afterthought because things are good. It's economically it's the late 90s and everybody has money and interest rates are good. Like, I'm fine. And not really caring what Bruce Wayne or Batman is up to, so I can totally see that kind of not apathy, but just being blinded by current success and expecting it to move forward. And then being shocked and shaken when it eventually doesn't, because it eventually doesn't.
Also, like the whole Harvey Dent act where you can just arrest people without due process. That kind of, it was a little more topical than I was expecting.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, that's what the Harvey Dent act was?
It's close. It's really close. It's not that, but like they put a woman in a male jail because of the Harvey Dent act, and they do some other.
It's something to do with they can't get parole or they can't get out or I forget exactly what the Harvey Dent Act does, but it is pretty grody if I remember right.
Yeah, no, they talk about it a little bit, but it's pretty much like a police state, like it's what Gotham is because of that.
It's definitely some like Freedom Act bullshit.
But it also makes sense that people would go for it because that's how. I mean, I do find it interesting, like they talk about in this movie, how it's all built on a lie.
Boy, oh boy, where have we heard that before?
Okay, so it was a law that
I'm sure they had mass weapons of destruction somewhere. I'm sure.
So it was a law that was so effective that it wiped out organized crime by locking up all 1,000 criminals in Gotham City for 8 years after Joker's reign in Gotham City. In law, in part, the allow for gender separation in prisons to cease as well as create stricter penalties. Its main feature denied parole to the men Dent's prosecution locked up. Thus, all 549 mobsters Dent locked up would be off the streets for good, along with any criminals that try to restart organized crime machine.
How?
Yeah. So no parole. Wow. It's okay.
Hey, you remember that whole idea that I
crazy.
think America had where you had like minimum like 20 years for having weed on you? Hey, remember how that worked out in real life? Really well, right?
Drugs won the war on drugs.
They did win the war on drugs.
Yeah, I love my drugs.
I know you do.
But, all of this is to bring up a very, important point that there's very inconsistent messaging going on in this movie. Extremely inconsistent.
Funny enough, Bane is only I talked about this with my husband, and it's funny because there's two things I want to bring up that happen currently right now that involve this movie. One is they removed Ultraman punching Superman's dog in the new Superman movie because audiences were upset that someone punched the dog. And it goes into the whole thing of people these days are afraid of villains being villains. And that's always kind of been a thing. I say as Bane, who is a villain, he's kicking rich people out of their homes and prosecuting them. But it's only an issue because you also see children being taken with the rich people. And that's where you have to draw the line.
Interesting.
I mean, he's also threatening a whole city with a nuclear bomb, but hey, that's okay, right?
Yeah, it's
It's a little.
I
would have rather had like a better plan, like what Ken had said, where he's trying to stop Batman. Like that would have been better. Like again, it didn't need the bullshit League of Assassins crap. It just doesn't. It would have been better if none of that was in this movie.
I agree. I think, again, that's a big problem with the movie is that it has this obsession with the least interesting thing in Batman
Because the second movie doesn't. Like, if you're going to do a trilogy like that, it needs to be a through line through your entire trilogy, like Star Wars. Star Wars does it. You know, the Empire, you know, and like, you know, the whole time you're fighting the Empire. Like, that's fine, but the second movie has nothing to do with League of Assassins. All of a sudden, hey, they're back! Remember them? Like, no, Bane could just be another threat. It doesn't have to have anything to do with... And it hurts the movie that way. Or just have Talia Ghul be the villain. Like you don't even need Bane. You just have her and her army. Like, and you have a smart villain.
Man, you do not like Bane in this.
No, I don't. I hate him. And I hate him even after we read Knightfall, and I was like, my God, this is so good. Like, this is a movie in itself. And then I rewatched this garbage, and I'm like, man, they just shit in the bed for me. Like, when it came to Bane, they're like, hey, remember that character you really liked? And remember you liked him in Arkham Origins? We're just gonna shit right in your soup. Like, what the fuck? So, yeah, I know. It really bothered me this time because, and I can't help it. Like, I'm not trying to help it for the record. So, but yes, I hate Bane. I like Catwoman. Even though she's not really Catwoman, but I like Anne Hathaway, so I can let it go.
Nah, she's Selena Kyle. She's trying to get out of this wacky woohoo city and make sure that she never has to steal ever again.
Did Arkham City come out before this movie?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because they straight up, that scene is from Arkham City.
What scene?
Where she's like, I was going to leave, but I came back for you and saves them. That's straight up Arkham City.
Maybe it's after. When is Arkham City?
If only I had the handy dandy internet in front of my fingers.
So while Mike looks that up, I think one of the other things, which I will admit the movie does lie to you very well, which is why I don't
2011.
have a problem. Okay, yeah, so yeah, it's after. So yeah, that was totally a callback. I will admit, I'm also not that mad at the movie because I rewatched the scene twice just to be sure. And no one in the cave ever says that the child is Bane. Bruce assumes twice.
You act like Bruce is the greatest detective. You act like he's a detective or something, Joe. Why would you even think?
He is a detective. You know why? Because I will admit, he used two pieces. The people always get mad at the ending. He uses two pieces of of information that Alfred goes to Rome or Italy once a year on a certain date and goes and he orders a specific coffee that I don't know what the fuck it's called. And people are like, oh, I'm surprised Bruce Wayne and Selena Kyle were at the cafe. I'm not. He's the world's greatest detective. He used the info that was given to him.
He remembered a story that somebody told him once. That's not a hero. That's a person.
But there's like 30 cafes in Italy.
That made me a great detective.
But they're in Italy. There's like 30 cafes on the river. You're not sure which one's which.
There's 30 cafes in one block in Italy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he figured it out. It wasn't that hard.
He told him the name at one point.
Yeah. Did he? No, he didn't.
Not in the movie, but they did talk more than that one scene.
Probably, I don't know.
He's probably heard that story a bunch of times. I'll tell you, because let's be honest, Alfred's getting up there a little bit. He's gonna say, Mike knows this. The elderly sometimes repeat themselves. It happens. It's gonna happen to all of us eventually. And crap, it's gonna happen to me tomorrow. Forget this conversation even happened. I can totally see Alfred being like, I can't wait, Master Wayne, I'll see you at this cafe.
Yeah, I know. The cafe in Italy where you get the coffee and you want to see.
Yes, Alfred, I get it. Yes, you've told me this before.
I get it.
How many times are you going to tell me about this, Alfred? I don't think I've mentioned this to you, Master Wayne. Listen, you've been with me my entire life. I've heard them all.
But even if he left out that one part, he probably knows where he goes on vacation.
Yeah, I mean, It's just true. He is a detective. He's pretty good
I
at
had
that.
him chipped I had him chipped when I lost him in the city one time.
He probably
Never
did
knew.
have him chipped.
It's the bat chip. You have to just do an X-ray scan, find a little thing shaped like a bat, because it has to be shaped like a bat. There's no other option unless it's the giant hover plane thing. That's just does not look like it belongs in a Batman movie.
It doesn't fit. I like it, but
It's an.
I mean, the
You don't
Batwing would have
really
looked dumb, but
You
I wanted the
don't
Batwing.
really see it. I don't really see it much.
Where has
kinda
that
see him
been for the last two movies?
And I love. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I know.
Why didn't
He
just
didn't
use
need
that? Yeah, he only pulls it out. He only pulls it out in case of serious stuff going on where he needs air support. Like that would not have been helpful at all in any of the other scenes he was in. I would just go to that. Just scrap the rest of them and just go with that thing. And I love the fact that it was cleverly hidden on top of a building for 5 months and nobody knew it was there, just sitting up there. Nobody.
And Bane didn't figure that out.
Bane didn't figure that out. Bane didn't tell his henchmen, could you please go up to Bane Tower and see if there's a... Yeah, no one noticed that? It's just this giant flying tank?
Bill, did you know that Bane is also a great detective in the comics?
No, I did not know
he
that.
Is. This movie didn't know it either.
No, this movie. He was Che Guevara. Whatever. I don't think I'm saying the right reference.
Using somebody else's plan.
Yeah, and that's a bummer.
It is.
Disgrace to Bane.
So
I don't think it's a disgrace, but it
is to me.
Everybody's got their opinions.
I got some strong ones today.
I appreciate that.
You guys.
No, I appreciate that. I just wish he could have been the main character and the main antagonist.
Same. Talia should not be in this movie.
I'll also give two really weird plot points this movie goes through. As I brought up in the chat, so I want to bring it up super badly. So Commissioner Gordon's running around with a 5-page speech, basically revealing that he lied to everyone and the law.
Yes, and the law.
That Harvey Dent became Two-Face and almost killed the son, and Batman saved him. So he lied about that not happening, but he wrote down a speech that I assume he carries everywheres because he had that speech on him one night, and it's like a week later whenever he goes to go look for Bane, and they knock his ass out, and Bane finds it still in his fucking pocket. And he reads it on fucking TV like, no shit, you shouldn't carry that around. What happens if you left that in the fucking Starbucks that one time?
But also, like, Bane didn't know that speech existed, and that becomes part of his plan. And that's a key part of his plan.
It is a key part of his plan.
Like, I'm not okay with that. Like, oh, look at this piece of paper that I stumbled upon. My plan wouldn't have worked if I told the people Harvey Dent was fake. Where's my proof? I don't have any. Just believe me, because I got big, beautiful hands. Like, that doesn't work. I mean, it can work that way, but it shouldn't work that way. It doesn't work that in a movie. Just
all right, here. Bane changes his plan because he's a dynamic thinker. Mm-hmm. He is smart. When he found that, he's like, yes, this will work even better. I love it. So, like, he probably had a different plan, but he found that and he's like, oh no, this is so much better. Oh, I love this. Oh, it's going to fuck up everybody's day.
And then to add insult to injury, because that was a good part of the plan or whatever, he then goes on live TV and is like, I gave the button of the bomb to a citizen of Gotham. And it's like, who has the fucking bomb? And it's Talia. And it's like, you just admitted Talia's a fucking princess. So she's not a fucking citizen. You
Miranda
just admitted
Tate
she was
is a citizen, though.
Miranda Tate,
a rich person.
Right. That's that.
He gave it to a rich person.
Yeah.
Either way, it's a bullshit plan that he's a fucking liar.
It wasn't his plan.
I guess.
It was Talia's plan. Talia in the comics would make a better plan because Talia's not an idiot in the comics.
And then you find out it's not actually Talia, it's actually Ra's in Talia's body trying to fuck Bruce.
Oh no, we're not talking about that anymore.
Batman Beyond.
What the hell are you talking about? I don't want to know, do I?
Batman Beyond is weird.
Yeah, Batman Beyond's really weird.
The TV show. This is an episode in the TV show.
What?
Yeah.
I'll stick with the movie. That movie was really good. Also on the podcast. Go listen to episodes if you haven't.
The movie was good, yeah, but the cartoon is weird. Like, it's good, but it's weird.
I never really watched it. Just the movie.
But,
I'm gonna keep it that way.
There was a lot of opportunity here. A lot of it was squandered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when your producer director doesn't want to make the movie, that doesn't help things.
I will admit, I get a little excited every time when they free the police and the police walk up with and they're about to fucking fight the other fucking the gang members, and then Batman shows up and they're like, yeah, and I'm like, okay, that's pretty fucking cool. If only the police weren't actual bastards, I would actually find this fucking great.
Also, why aren't there other regular people helping? Isn't that supposed to be the theme of this? Is that Gotham is standing up for itself and there's no regular people, there's just cops?
No, the joke is the police are finally doing their fucking job.
I know, but there should be regular people there too to help them. And also, you guys have guns and you're running at other people that are shooting you. This is not the 1800s. Why are you running at them while they're shooting you and they're picking you off with machine guns? That's not how this works.
There should have been a line.
Sorry, it bothered me.
No, I actually agree with you, because I think there should have been a line a little bit earlier where I know it would show weakness, but it would have been someone going to Bane being like, hey, we're running out of bullets. And they're like, just wave your guns around. No one will fucking care or some shit like that. That way.
No, they're shooting.
That last fight.
They're shooting the cops.
Yeah, they're shooting
as they're running at them. You see cops going down like it's the 1800s, and they only got we only can shoot in small waves.
But Mike, it's a noble death.
Fucking Meter Maid Dan got shot. It's noble death.
Yeah.
You will never see me run at... Well, okay, there's a zombie apocalypse. You might see me run into a bullet if the option is get eaten. But other than that, you ain't going to see me run into bullets.
I can't believe we have made it this far and haven't brought up the biggest problem with this movie.
We talked about Bane already this whole time. What are you talking about?
Let's talk about Dr. Jonathan Crane.
No.
Oh, I was going to chime in on that. I was going to chime in on that, but yeah.
We had his begins. We had his begins. We had his night, and we will watch him rise to a new status quo. No longer Dr. Jonathan Crane, but now Judge Crane.
Yes.
Decider of the rich.
No, I don't like it.
It's so stupid.
I love it.
Exile.
Funny.
Oh, death by exile.
That coat he was wearing, though, that was wonderful.
That's pretty good.
It's such
pretty good.
I don't know. The whole thing of making them walk across the water, because I know it's supposed to be New York, but I'm guessing that's what it's. You're gonna die.
But why?
Shoot them or beat them.
It's a weird. Yeah. It's very weird. It's yeah. I the fact that once again, the great Cillian Murphy is just a joke character is a crime. Mm-hmm. And Christopher Nolan needs to walk across that frozen river for that. Because come on now. Utilize the man.
Why Christopher Nolan wrote Oppenheimer to make up for these three movies.
Yes, yes, indeed.
Oh, if you guys want to get into gripes, so
that we've been doing this whole episode.
Yeah, which is probably the only one, the biggest one I have in this movie, which I will admit it's actually goofy. So Batman discovers that you cannot fear the hole. The hole is not scary. You cannot fear the hole. You must not use the rope to venture through the hole. And Bruce Wayne gets out of the hole and does a really funny thing where he throws the rope down for all the people trapped down there. But Batman escapes the hole. There's no possible bridge to Gotham. It has been 5 months, and we know he was broke. How the fuck does Bruce Wayne get from what I assume is Saudi Arabia to legitimately the other side of the earth?
Joe, he panhandled like Edward Norton did in The Hulk. He panhandled. That's how he did.
And that I think, Mike, was the one you were talking about, where the joke was now the joke. Of course, it did.
It bothered me in 2012 before Incredible Hulk. Me watching it and all that crap, and it's still when I watched the movie last week, it still bothered me. I'm like, you make it a whole point that he's broke, and also, how did nobody discover this prison that's not that far away from a city? Come on now, at least put it somehow where in this day and age, some TikToker, TikTok wasn't around back then, but somebody would have been like, oh, look what's in this hole. Oh, look, people make a video about this.
The League of Shadows keeps it a secret, Michaelton.
Oh yes, that was a moment also in the movie when I finally had realized that it was a sloppily written, but that was the moment that really cemented this as a serious pain point. Was how did broke ass Bruce Wayne with no money get himself from wherever the hole was to Gotham? And he just strolls on up.
We're missing a scene
with the MacGuffin.
Almost get past the Saudi Arabia part, because once you're a rich man, you're always a rich. There's still gonna be people who owe you favors. You're not. Yeah, okay. I can, even though I can get past it, but how the fuck does he get into Gotham? I want that scene. And how did he have enough time to be like, put some fire, we're going to put some gunpowder over here, going to paint up here, no one's going to see me while I'm painting my bat on the wall for no reason at all. Like, how? Where's my stupid scene?
And I don't, it's very dumb. And the issue with this is, at a point in the movie where we're getting to our climax, we're getting to the end, right? We still got a half an hour to go in this, and we've been on a journey, and we're now in. No one's punching out at this point. At this point, you really need to have your screenplay tight, because things like that knock you out of the movie. And I don't care if, listen, again, I'm not trying to be Cinema Sins. I'm not trying to be Mr. Nitpicky. But boy, oh boy, him just sashaying back into the same street as Anne Hathaway is dumb. And if you are a sensible moviegoer of any type, I'm not just saying sensible, but if you're just a moviegoer there to watch a good movie, your brain is going to rebel against that silliness. It's just going to, unless you're not paying attention. It's going to, and it knocks you out. And that is the wrong time to get knocked out of the movie. And that is also the big problem with the Talia reveal. At this point, we're at the climax. I shouldn't be getting knocked out of the movie with a very, very silly twist that undercuts everything my supposed main antagonist was doing. It's very poor pacing, and it's ill-timed, and it really causes a problem. Am I making too much of this, Mr. Sanity? Or
I'm with you. I hated the scene in 2012, and it still upsets me in 2025. Like, it just... And you just needed a brief scene or a comment. Well, there should have been a scene of him getting into the city, showing him sneaking in. Like, where did he get his Batman stuff back? Like, he didn't have any of that. Like, give me something.
Okay,
like,
no, he did not have the suit when he went to Gotham. He actually goes to find Lucius, and then Lucius takes him to...
Oh, yeah, but how do you get in the city?
Yeah, no, I still agree that him getting in the city is like the stupidest part of this whole movie. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever, including scenes that are cut. We have we'll get to that, but we have the big Talia reveal. You have Bane getting shot in the chest, which also threw me off.
Yeah, what was the point of that?
Yeah,
did he get shot by the bat bike from Catwoman?
Yeah, that Catwoman was driving. Why?
Yep. Right, because they didn't know what to do, and now he's no longer in character. He's no longer interesting or needed in the film. So let's just shoot him in the chest with the bat bike.
I'm tired of playing with this toy from now on.
What's that?
I'm tired of playing with this toy. I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, exactly. It's literally, it's literally like, ooh, I just wrote myself into a corner. I had this character I've been setting up for 2.5 hours, and I just basically replaced him with somebody we've known for maybe 15 minutes worth of screen time, who somehow became this. I missed how she became the CEO. Bruce Wayne just gave her his fortune to do with what as she pleases, because
pretty much, yeah.
Because sex, I guess. It's been 8 years, I guess.
Full frontal sex.
And then it's been 8 years, so okay, fair. Although we don't know who he's hiring, who's really come up that stairwell. But it's a terrible end, and that's the end. That's the last you see of him, right?
Yep,
that's it. He's dead.
He's dead.
And
Talia's the big villain.
Well, because Talia is now the big villain that we're gonna have maybe 5 minutes of screen time with before she bites the dust and reiterates a bunch of nonsense that's not nearly as interesting as what we had before. Yeah,
it's stupid. Why don't you give her a scene of something? Like, I guess you didn't want to have Batman fight a woman? I mean, is that why?
You know what? If Batman was so good, he would be equal opportunity.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just one of those things where I'm like, why'd you kill her in a car crash? Like, I was thinking that too, this watching. Like, it's just dumb.
It's like, did you only have 3 days and you needed 4? And Marion was
that
doing
big of a
something
car
else?
crash either. Like, I've seen worse car crashes in movies and things, and like, people are okay. Like, this is not. I mean, I know it's a movie. Like, I know, but still, like, it wasn't even that bad of a crash. Oh no, the truck went down the bridge. Oh no, it's just a real truck too, I guess. But like, you shouldn't be dying from that.
Yeah. The Joker survived a truck flipping upside down.
Yeah.
But he was a man.
His hair was a little messed up.
She's a woman. A woman can't survive a car crash. You crazy?
So are you telling me this movie is secretly sexist as well?
Yes, I am.
I
mean, Catwoman doesn't get enough scenes in this movie either.
It's classist and sexist.
Catwoman shouldn't have been there.
No?
No, not really. But you needed a love interest for him.
I'm going to say it. Catwoman should not have been there. There was no reason for her to be there.
Also, why does that senator go with her? Like,
He's an asshole.
Because it's
Hey,
you want to get laid?
Yeah. I mean, I totally see that. You just,
But then why are they trying to
social
like
climbers.
arrest her for kidnapping when it's like, no, I was lured by the pussy. Like, that's not kidnapping. That's just being dumb.
Well, you're putting more thought into it than the movie did. Good job.
Yeah, it's fine. You got to get to point A to point B. You only have a scant 2 hours and 45 minutes to tell this story. We ain't got a lot of time. All the time they spend.
And they spend the time, like the stuff in the city, like where they're trying to figure out where the truck has the bomb and all that. It's so boring.
I will admit, one of my favorite, which is a callback to both the first two movies. It's both movies. Talia does stab Batman in the stomach, and they say in both movies with the armor, we can make it as bulletproof as you want, but it will not survive stab wounds.
Yeah, there are. You can't just be a armor clad, like 14th century armor clad guy clonking around. You need some mobility, and in order for that, there needs to be some mesh in inconspicuous places. Of course, Talia knows where the inconspicuous place is because League shadows, tendrils in every facet of the. Ugh, I'm sick of that trope. It stinks.
It's a bad trope in this movie,
but on the good side of things, I think the performances by and large are actually all really good. And for the most part, and also, did anyone have a good chuckle when the anti-Gordon police guy, he's not the police chief, he's his old partner, I guess, second in command guy, just shows up on the front lines in his full dress blues. I was like, oh boy, you don't have to do that. He can just show up he doesn't have to. It just seemed like the guy, of course he gets killed, so he had to pay the ultimate price. But it just seemed like the guy who shows up like, hi, I'm really here now. I mean, I didn't spend 5 months underground with y'all because I was hiding in my house, but here I am in my dress blues. I just got a good laugh. I was like, that's so silly. Look at that.
Okay, so regarding that guy, what purpose did his death serve?
None.
No point. Pointless. A guy your audience doesn't like and doesn't care about. Is the idea, hey, he had a hero turn and decided to be heroic and paid the ultimate price?
It reminds me of Homer Simpson. The lesson here is don't try.
Yes. Yeah.
It's
oh boy.
Too many irons in the fire, trying too hard to make a movie that means something to everybody. And why? What's the point? It doesn't work. I'm sorry, fellas.
It never works, but I don't think that was Nolan. I think that was the studio being like, money. Like, that's how it feels. Yeah. It feels like, what can we do to make the most money out of this movie because we want to? And I bet they were really involved in this, in making him do things, because it just has that feeling to it.
I don't think it's as cynical as that, Mike. And again, this is just personal, my impression on it. It just feels like a movie, yes, that they need to make a third because, again, it's a very successful franchise. You need a sequel to the successful thing. It's very talented filmmakers and film people and cinematographers and actors all doing something that just seems half-baked for no reason. And I just don't feel like the care. And now knowing that Nolan really didn't want to do this version of it anyway, it feels like that. It feels like somebody not putting his full effort into crafting something that is really structurally sound and storyboarded well and edited properly. It doesn't feel like a cash grab because, again, there's enough artistry to this. And I agree with Joe. This is like 70% a good movie. I think I would give it like a 70 if I were to like give it a grade. That's probably where I would land on it. But the bad parts really stick out. And unfortunately, when you're the sequel to the greatest superhero movie ever made, you are already playing at a deficit. And The Dark Knight Rises does not do itself any favors when it comes to its storyboarding. It's just unfortunate that it had to make some of the decisions it made.
And I know I'm being extra than normal because, like, this is a movie that meant a lot to me and I was so excited for. And now that I'm even a bigger Batman fan, and it just is such a letdown for me personally. That's why I'm being extra tonight than anyone who listens to me normally. This is just one of those movies that, like, I can't get past it. And I tried. Like, I tried to come into this. I had low expectations, but I still just couldn't enjoy it like I wanted to.
The lesson here is never look forward to anything.
That's what I do. That's what I do. I kill all expectations. That way I can never, I kill all hype in my heart. That way I am never disappointed. I can accept things as it is.
And if it turns out awesome, what a pleasant surprise.
Great. Fantastic. If it turns out terrible, I have not invested myself emotionally in it at all. I can just look at it and say, well, that was time wasted. I could have been doing something else. That's a bummer. Yeah.
I get it, but I don't know. I don't know what it's just, this movie just bothered me. I mean, Catwoman has some cool scenes, but like Ken said, she's not needed, don't need to be here. I do like the ending that he gets with Catwoman and he goes and then Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, we find out he's like, he's like, oh, maybe it's under my real name, Robin, and they're like, oh,
yeah, that's clever. That's clever,
okay.
And I do like that ending, that final scene where because Alfred deserves closure. Again, out of everybody in this trilogy,
yes, he does.
Alfred deserves the most closure because he was the most loyal, the most interesting, the best actor on the screen whenever he's on the screen.
Why isn't he in this movie more? Like, why do you kick him out? I know story reasons, but still.
Story reasons, yeah. But so to see him get the closure was better than seeing Bruce Wayne on a beautiful Italian cafe with Anne Hathaway. I didn't care the fact that he had gotten away, and I was happy that Alfred got the closure. And I don't know if that was the intention, because I think the intention is to close the loop on the Bruce Wayne story, because again, this is a Bruce Wayne story. But I was just very happy to see Alfred get the closure.
Got his closure.
And get that ending. Yeah.
I'm glad he got his fucking closure. Fucking Bruce made him cry, the rat bastard.
Yeah, really?
He's over there crying. He's having to bury his adopted son's parents and then bury his ass as well.
Yeah, great. He's apologizing to his dead parents. I'll try my best. Yeah, and you're like, come on.
He was an asshole. I couldn't help it. Also, how did they think Bruce Wayne died? Like, what was the story? Was it that everyone found out he was Batman? I didn't.
Yeah, everybody found out he was Batman.
Yeah, okay. I think that's kind of what it was.
Everybody knew anyway, so all right, that's fair enough. I wasn't sure where it went.
Once he's dead, you can let that cat out the bag. You're like, he was surprise.
But what if he's not dead?
That's why
Gotham Knight and all the other movies not Gotham Knight or Arkham Knight. He's not dead, but never.
I mean, we know he's not dead. We fucking saw the goddamn ending of the movie, but also, what is it? I guess that explains the weird Batman statue they have at the end of this.
Yeah, yeah, and again, that kind of closes the loop well too. He's the hero, finally gets his due, right? He gets his props, he gets his statue. They recognize Batman. So are we just gonna
forget he killed a guy?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm assuming the truth about Harvey Dent comes out because Bane.
Oh well, yeah, Bane did say that.
Bane somehow had his speech from a few weeks before. Somehow, cool.
By the way,
keep important speeches that nobody should know with information, just in your pocket.
Yeah, just keep them there. Keep in your coat. It's fine.
Commissioner Gordon's wife fucking left his ass. Like, that fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah, left him, took the kids, including his psychotic little bastard child.
We're gonna read that book this year. I'm planning on it. So
that sounds. I remember from the last episode. Psychotic. So young Gordon.
Bravo, Jimmy, for dodging a bullet there. But
Ken does not like that kid.
I fucking don't, and you won't either.
I believe.
But I don't know. At the end of the day, there was some stuff that I thought was right with this, and a lot more that I thought was wrong with this. And it's not because I had high expectations. I didn't. I missed this one in the theater. I had no expectations, and I was still let down.
That's impressive when a movie can do that, just to let you know, that's an impressive feet.
Yeah.
You go in a movie with no expectation, then you're still let down. That's movie being a movie right there.
Somehow.
You shouldn't be let down from a movie with no expectations. Catwoman doesn't get enough screen time in this movie either. I'm going to say that again.
I love Anne Hathaway.
I love Anne Hathaway too. I don't think she was right for this role. Or she shouldn't have been in this movie.
She just shouldn't have been in the movie because the movie doesn't need her.
She's just there to twist the knife for Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, poor boy?
So are you saying that, oh, poor boy, aren't you glad to be with one of us? And Bruce Wayne's like, this is actually pretty fine. I'm cool. Are you saying that Catwoman as written shouldn't have been in the movie, or Anne Hathaway should not have been cast as this version of Catwoman?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Both.
For both of them.
Both things can be true.
I don't think Catwoman was necessary in this movie because all she was there was haha, poor boy, you suck. And then to save him from a fight that he couldn't win at the end.
Right.
So, like, again, Christopher Nolan is a coward. We could have had, what's his face?
Aaron Eckhart,
Sean Paul, or whatever
Aaron
his name
Eckhart?
is. The guy who took over for Batman in the comics.
Oh, I don't
Oh,
think.
John Pierre, right?
John, yeah, or something like that. Some Frenchy French name. We could have had that dude show up, but no, Nolan's a coward. We've already established this. And I don't know. That's what this movie really is to me. This is a coward's last movie. Like there's
Okay.
It's a cowardly movie. It lacks the courage of its own convictions.
It's very centrist, and that's, I think, kind of where I land on it as well. It's one of the worst things you can do is to not have an opinion or waffle on both sides for fear of insulting somebody. And that is what this movie does. It doesn't commit to any of its themes and doesn't commit to any of its thoughts and tries to be very just down the middle, and it suffers for that.
Yeah, it does. Also, Gary Oldman is even Gary Oldman in a bed, he is still such a fucking good actor. My God.
Oh yeah, Gary Oldman's so good. Beyond
I
reproach.
love that. That guy is such a great actor.
I noticed on the Discord. Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. I was thinking of something else. I was going to say you're going to watch Fifth Element, but Gary Oldman is not in the Fifth Element. He is in. Is he?
He's in Fifth Element. Yeah. You just can't.
Okay,
You don't look like him.
Zorg.
That's
He's the
right.
main
Okay,
villain.
so I am. Okay, I was thinking about it properly. Yeah, I was saying I got news for you guys. I don't like the Fifth Element at all. So
It's got problems. Gary Oldman is not one of them.
No, he is not.
Because he's never a problem. For some reason I was thinking about Leon the Professional. I don't know why.
That's a great
He's
movie.
also in that one too.
Yes, I don't know that for some reason I conflated the two, which is insane. Imagine a professional and the Fifth Element. A portal
I don't
would
know how you did
open
that.
somewhere. I don't know. I blame
would
the
actually be
medication for
kinda
everything.
cool.
It should be kind of. I don't like the Fifth Element. And I've had
You don't have to.
almost lost friends because of this fact. I've had someone tell me I don't think we can be friends anymore. I'm like, what?
That's stupid. That someone gets
Element.
like it's a movie. Unless
Yeah, I
they
know.
created it and like they
I-
created it for you, they can't like. Why are you upset?
I kindly reminded them that should not be the basis of a friendship, and they backed down. Of course, but they were upset. Like they were like visibly like, "How could you not like this movie? It's wonderful." I'm like, I think it's bad. Actually, I don't think it's very good. It's not. But anyway, that is a
People are
story
allowed to
for another
have
day.
opinions.
Yes, indeed.
And I will
indeed.
never like your opinion on a movie or music or book or TV show, whatever. I'm never going to be like, no, we can't be friends. If you have an opinion that black people aren't real people, we're going to have problems.
Right. Yes.
But
Yes,
like,
there's no. Yes.
I didn't like Batman. Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I know.
So?
I 100% agree. There's the concept of we have opinions, beliefs, and convictions, and unfortunately, we've all elevated our opinions to beliefs, which is why people lose friendships over the Fifth Element. And that's you should not lose friendships over your
No.
opinions. That is not a thing.
Movie.
No. But anyway, it was
Especially
very
not
quickly
this
walked
movie.
back. I was like, dude, I think you're having a strong reaction to this. And he was like, and he was very aware. Like, yeah, I think I am. Sorry about that. And all good. But I've had people be very upset with my dislike of that movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I personally like that movie. I only seen it like twice in my life. So once was in theater, but yeah, not when it came out. All right. Anything we haven't said yet?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think that covers it. Yeah.
We have been all over the fucking place tonight with this one.
Yeah,
I know we have.
But I think it's
The
been
movie's
fun
been-
though. This is it's just as well structured as this movie. The dumps.
Aha!
Hey,
Yeah, but we're not professionals. So
speak for yourself.
What are you talking about? You have a Patreon. People give you money for this show.
okay,
I
that
give you
doesn't-
money
yeah,
for this
check me
show.
out. I know
You are getting. So I mean, you are. I mean,
Okay,
you know.
technically, yeah. Okay, we're professionals. But okay, we're not millionaires getting paid millions to make
Fair,
something.
Correct. Exactly.
No, we're
we
not.
don't have a
'cause we're in
budget
touch
of.
with our roots.
Damn it. That's right. We're the people.
One last thing I can bring up though, if anything.
Sure, please.
So I was cooking today, and I decided while I'm cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and put on the new episode of Rick and Morty because I'm able to watch those legally. Probably, I don't know. I
Why couldn't
digress. They're not on Max yet for some reason, so I have to do other things
okay.
to watch them. Anyways, that whole point of that episode is that they talk about movie franchises and what happens when they take too long. And Zack Snyder and James Gunn voice themselves in that fucking episode, and they make fun of Batman. And I think my favorite thing is they go, "Oh, you got solved by Rick Sanchez?" He's like, "Yeah, why?" He goes, "Oh, Rick Sanchez is the guy that encased Christopher Nolan in that crystal because he didn't like Interstellar." And I went, that's actually pretty fucking funny.
Nice. Very nice.
That is pretty amusing.
Indeed.
I've never seen Interstellar, and I feel like I should.
It's got its issues.
But it just feels like one of those movies like I should watch.
I won't stop you.
I mean, it's not on my top list of the movies that we're going to cover by Christopher Nolan. I want to cover the one with Robin Williams and Al Pacino more than other ones.
Oh, you mean Insomnia?
Yes, I couldn't remember the name exactly, but yes, I
I've
like
never
that
seen
movie.
that.
It was almost on this. It hasn't I thought about it a lot. It hasn't actually happened yet, or even come that close. But it's on my list of things I want to cover.
Discord people, bully Mike into making it happen.
Oh, there's a list of things that we're getting done. I'm getting stuff done actually.
Yeah.
I'm doing pretty cool. I got a lot of Discord suggestions done out of the way. Hey, and this trilogy. I kept my word and we finished it.
Yep.
So hey, that's something.
Now we never have to speak of it again.
Exactly.
It's one of those trilogies that I felt like it needed to be on the podcast, for a while.
No, this is important. No, yeah, it has to be. I agree.
Especially
I agree with you.
this podcast is a video game. I mean, at its heart, it was supposed to be a video game comic movie podcast with like all stuff that fits in the game, and Batman can fit into the gaming because he's a big video game character also and comic book character, so it fits. And then we do other sorts of movies too. But yeah, it just needed to be done. So did Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3 by Sam Raimi, but that still hasn't happened yet. Any of them. I think about it every so often, but that's about it.
We'll get there.
Oh, we didn't really talk about the fight with Batman and Bane too much, like outside with the police where he fights Bane because commanders gotta fight
Yeah,
each other.
so forgettable. There's nothing to say. They punch each other, and that's it. There's nothing.
There's not much to say. No, you're not wrong.
There's really not much to say. Yeah,
It snowed. I thought that was cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that did
there's
look nice.
it looked very nice. Yep, I agree with that.
Okay, I think we're just about done then. Should we go to Shelf Stacker Box?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And Bill, why don't you lead us in?
Oh, fantastic. I you know what's funny? I was thinking about this after watching it, and I had a serious thought, like, this might have to go on the shelf because the trilogy itself would look weird on the shelf without this third movie, but I can't in good conscience do that because I will likely never watch this again. So this is a very stern stack. This is a stack for me for sure. There's some good stuff in this movie. We spent a lot of time dunking on it, and I don't know if we spent enough time talking about the positives, but there are some good things here, but unfortunately a slapdash editing and slapdash screenwriting and leaps of logic it requires you to make, plus a very, very unsatisfying twist ending. Just all that's too much to recommend this as something that goes on the shelf. I don't remember what I gave Batman Begins. I don't know if I put that on the shelf. I don't remember. I know I put Dark Knight on the shelf. Yeah, this is gonna go in the stack. And I'll just leave. They can just stay. Dark Knight can be alone on that shelf.
And Joe.
I'm also gonna put this on the stack. As much as I do love this movie, I don't really think I feel like watching it again. Like, I could probably put on the Dark Knight like every once in a while, because that's a really fun movie. But this is just kind of, as goofy as I admit it is, it does have a lot of flaws. But doesn't mean it does. I don't think it's a decent Bat. I don't think it is not a decent Batman movie. But I still liked it enough to stack it. So it's going in the stack.
And Ken,
I am also going to put it on the stack. The only reason I'm putting it on the stack is for the first 3 hour and 3/4 with Bane, because I really do think that before the reveal, he is the best thing this movie has going for. Now, I know that there's going to be some disagreement, and I don't care because it's my opinion, and I'm right for me.
My opinion.
It's my opinion.
I'm gonna go last because I have all this left. I think it's obvious where I'm going with this. I mean, I could actually we could finish this up and all agree on stack, but I can't do it. This is going in the box. I just do not like this movie. Like, I try, and I just I don't hate it, but I dislike it enough that it doesn't go anywhere but the box. It just I just don't like it. And it wasn't like Martyrs where I couldn't watch it and wanted to get the fuck out. It wasn't nothing like that. It just it's boring. This movie is boring to me.
Well, friendship over.
So, and
done.
I love Batman. I like the ending. The ending I still like. I think the ending is good. When it gets to the ending, I'm like, okay, I like this, but I do not like the majority of this movie. Yeah, it's going in the box. But I am so happy that it is now part of this podcast and that we finally got to it after all this time. And you're a Batman.
Yay.
Hey.
Yeah, and I don't know what you're going to hear next. You're definitely going to hear Penguin and the Batman from us for sure. I know you're going to hear during Spooktober, because this comes out in August, you're going to hear us talk about Long Halloween. Maybe Batman v Superman if we have time. I'm going to try to work it in. We'll see. That's my plan. But that one is more iffy of a plan. Penguin and the Batman, I promise. So those happen. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, there's more Batman coming. And hopefully probably 2 comics of Batman 2 this year. You'll hear.
Hey, Batman.
I'm trying. I didn't start fast enough. We didn't get our first Batman episode to the year of Batman until March, and then it's been Batman since then for the most part.
Yeah.
So, but I dragged my feet to get Batman Begins done when I shouldn't have. So
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
It does.
I guess we'll just go to plugs. Bill, where can we find you at?
Nowhere right now. I'm still A Gamer Looks at 40 still exists, and you can still listen to those old episodes. But I haven't produced anything for that since getting out of inpatient. I'm considering doing a side show called, like not like games my mom found, but movies I watched while in the psych ward, because boy did I watch a bunch of crud. People have, and some good stuff. Did you know that M. Night Shyamalan is still making movies?
Are you talking about Trap?
I am. I didn't know M. Night Shyamalan was still making movies until I watched Trap.
I like that movie.
That is an hour of very good setup and an hour of pure garbage, which just goes to show.
Like that movie,
Which goes to show The Sixth Sense and Unbreakable, and I guess Split. I never saw Split. Split a bit of a fluke, because he is a guy. You ever heard of a movie called Jackpot starring John Cena and Awkwafina? That movie kind of stunk. To be fair, I wasn't in the best of moods. I was in the psych ward. Yeah. That was second day when we saw Jackpot. Awkwafina, who's quickly becoming the new Jack Black. She's in everything, much to her detriment. The aforementioned This Is War, but then we also saw some good ones like Final Destination, third Harry Potter movie, and 2 Twilight movies. So I got a head start when Mike actually does that series of Twilight.
At some point, I know I joked about it like a long time ago.
I don't get it. They're
not good movies.
I don't understand. Maybe I'm not 16. Maybe that's why. But boy, oh boy, there's a lot of just staring into each other's eyes and not saying nothing. But in lieu of that series that I probably won't do, you can check out my stuff at A Gamer Looks at 40. I got all sorts of stuff up there, and trying to see when I can continue doing that, if that's a possibility. But for now, there's lots of stuff out there. Please do check it out.
All right. And if you enjoyed this episode, over 800 other episodes of this podcast, we do movies, TV shows, video games, comics, all sorts of content. If you want to hear the rest of our Batman content, there's a lot, including the 2 previous movies for this trilogy. You will see all that in the show notes. Definitely go check that out. There's over 50 or 60 episodes of Batman, because we like Batman on this podcast. So yeah, we do a lot of Batman. Go check that out. If you want to support, we do have Patreon, a little dark vote in our Patreon polls. We have 1 to 2 polls a month. Lately, I've been able to hold that too. So enjoy that. And we're about to get into Spooktober, because you'll be hearing this in August where Spooktober's coming. We already, at the point of this gets released, I've already recorded a whole bunch of it. So
okay.
Yeah. I don't know how yay it will be, because 2 of you are going to be involved in a lot of it. So
yay.
But that's
I'm assuming that means me.
If you want to, you're welcome too.
Oh, okay.
I just try not to push you to have you do too much.
For Spooktober?
Right, there's a lot. I have plans.
Let me know what your plans are. I'll see if I can. I'm not trying to get myself involved, but yeah.
No, as long as you're not busy, I don't mind at all. Carrie, we have to do, because that's your pick from the poster for your random thing.
Yeah, that'd be good.
And that's a horror movie.
Carrie,
yeah, movie too. There'll be lots of stuff coming. So Spooktober. If you want to be on the show, if you want to suggest things for the show, we have a Discord. Please join our Discord. We're always happy to have new people join us and chat with us. You will see all the content that we do down there. Just see a link for the Discord. And I want to give a shout out my awesome intro and outro, courtesy of Helena at Hell Has Free. Follow her on TikTok and Instagram, and check out absolutely the best podcast, Work in Progress. He talks about Marvel movies, MCU, and MCU adjacent movies. So movies have the same actors from the Marvel. So check all that out. And please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, YouTube, audio only, and rate and reviews wherever you get your podcast. I think that's everything I need to say. So we will see you guys all next time. Bye, everybody.
So long.
Bye.
See you soon.